Good morning, everybody. It's Sunday again. It's now just after 8 a.m. Oh, as you can tell, it's really early. Brain's not braining yet, but we're underway. What we're doing today? Well, first thing is clearing windows. I'm not sure whether you can see, but it's bloody froggy out here. I'll spin you around in a minute and you'll be able to see properly. But yeah, it's a chilly one. 6 degrees C at the moment. And I'm heading off. First stop is down to Rugby. Spotted a new tripod advertised on Facebook Marketplace, middle of the week. Nice looking one. It's a Manfrotto's tripod with a 3-way head. So for the price, I thought, let's go for it. Kind of fits in with what I wanted to do today as well, because after I've been there and collected this, my aim is to go to Brandon Marsh. Now, a good friend of mine, David Bird, has been photographing kingfishers over at Brandon quite a lot recently, and I know it's an area that's well renowned for the kingfishers and getting some good shots of them. As I say, David's been getting some fantastic shots. So my aim is to go and pick this tripod up and then to drive down to Brandon. They open at 10. I should be there a tad earlier, but I'm sure there'll be somewhere for breakfast along the way. Better be, because I haven't eaten yet. But then it's 8 o'clock in the morning, I don't want to eat yet. So yeah, hopefully we'll get some nice pictures, some nice kingfishers showing. Whether I do or not, or whatever I get, there'll hopefully be some pictures tagged into this video once I get back and finally edit it. I do have a few other videos that need editing, so just slipping a little bit behind. There will be a new one on the shop page as well, and I've got another one to record for the shop next week. So if you're not following the shop, pop over there and follow Rattlesnake Canyon, Rattlesnake Canyon Limited, that is, where you'll see all my animal content and stuff. So yeah, here we go. Let me spin you around. Just undo that. There we go. And I'm not sure how well you can see out the front there, but as you will see, it's quite misty, quite foggy. Hopefully this will clear up nice and we'll end up with a good day. If not, I'm sure I can make the most of whatever comes along. So I mean, this is really atmospheric anyway. This would actually be an ideal day if I hadn't already arranged to go and pick this tripod up. Today would be an ideal day with this weather to go up to somewhere like Chasewater or Cannock Chase, photographing the stags. It is that time of year where the stags are getting ready to rut, so they're fully antlered. There's a big boy up at Chasewater by the name of Bruce. He's looking in fine form at the moment, so probably next weekend that'll be where I'll be heading, and hopefully the weather will be very similar to this, at least to start with, because it looks amazing over there with the fog and the mist. As I've said before, I'm not necessarily a landscape photographer, but I do want to try and get into it. Who knows, we might get that sorted as well. Right, okay guys, I'm going to drop off for a minute. I've got about just under an hour, 45 minutes I believe ish, to where I've got to get to for this tripod, and once I've picked it up I'll come back to you then. See you soon, guys. Well, it's still lovely and foggy. What a lovely guy. I've just been and picked up this tripod. Brilliant condition, really good price for what it is, and it's one of the things that I've been looking for or wanting for a while, but not really wanting to spend out the new money cost. So when this popped up, I was like, yep, I'm having that. It's cost me about a third of what it would cost if I bought it brand new. So we'll see how we get on. I don't use them a lot, but potentially be looking at increased usage of them. So as you can see, it's still rather froggy. Talking to chap I've just bought the tripod from, his name was Kevin, and he was telling me at Brandon Marsh the best place to go, also telling me that the hide he was on about, where you get the kingfishers sitting nicely, there's been sparrowhawks there which apparently were taking out the kingfishers at one point, because obviously kingfishers tend to be rather routine led birds. They follow the same routes, they go to the same spots, so they tend to find a good fishing ground, and that's where they stop. So for the moment now, I'm heading over there. Brandon Marsh, as I said earlier, opens at 10. Satnav's telling me I should get there at 9:24, so half an hour or so to kill. At some point along the way, I'm sure I can find a place to grab some breakfast. I'd say I need a coffee, but I've got a flask full of it somewhere in the car. But yeah, fog's still looking rather thick in places, and potentially will be more so at the marsh when we get there. But either way, I'm looking forward to today. It's been a while since I've actually been out properly, and it's nice to get back out. Now is the time of year, again, as I said earlier, the deers are rutting. Kevin was saying he was up at Shugborough Hall yesterday, but didn't see any deer. He was actually there doing some building photography. But it is the time of year where there's potential for seeing the stags rutting. I've got friends going to Bradgate Park today. Hope they have a good time. Now that said road ahead closed. Oh, there it is, that's where. Yeah, I hope they have a good time, because again, Bradgate Park with this fog is going to look amazing. But yeah, for me now, 10 minutes down the road and we'll be at Brandon Marsh. Once we get there, subject to how the hides are and the amount of people in them, I'll give you some updates from there, and if it's busy, it'll be once it either quietens down or once I get back in the car. So for the moment, that's me. I'll let you know when we get there, and I've got some breakfast. Okay, so I've arrived at Brandon Marsh, got here about 10 minutes or so ago. Gates don't open until 10 o'clock, which it's approaching now. Having major issues with my big lens, my 150 to 600. It's just not communicating with the camera. So for today, I'll be using a slightly shorter 55 to 300, which is the Nikon. It's a DX lens now. It's the Nikon AF 55 to 300. Being a DX lens, it will, well, the 750 will crop or will go into DX mode, which is a 1.5 times crop, but it will also lose quality to a degree. I believe it's a smaller file, so if I use it in FX mode, which is full frame, when I have it zoomed in at 55, it's got a slight vignette around the outside of it. When I go out to 300, it's fine. So I'll probably stick at FX mode, although obviously DX, with it giving that 1.5 times crop factor, it also makes it a longer appearing lens, so it will work at the equivalent of 450mm. So depending on how and where these kingfishers are sitting, I may end up going into DX just to get that little bit of extra reach. But we'll see what happens. I might even do shots in both and then see what it's like when I crop them in later, which might make an interesting addition to the video, actually, for those who are photographers and who are into this sort of thing. Comparing FX and DX, full frame and crop frame, or APS-C sensor, could be an interesting little bit to it. The other good thing with it being a 55 to 300, if I want to do any sort of close-up stuff, like mushrooms and fungi of any sort, if I want to use that kind of side to it, I haven't got to fanny around getting into the pack, the rucksack, and switching lenses, unless I really want to go into macro, and I've got the macro lens with me. So it looks like the gates are opening up now, so I'm going to head on to the car park. Let's go and do that now. And yes, I know I haven't got my seatbelt on, but I'm literally on private land and going onto a car park. So there we have that. Stick some lights on just to be good though. Oh, that's a speed bump and a half on the way there. So I don't know how long this car park road is, so we'll shut that up. Yeah, it's looking nice and atmospheric anyway. So, oh, there's a horrible. Okay, let me spin you again. There we have it. Welcome to Brandon Marsh. Let's find somewhere to park up. Jesus, the car park's busy already, considering this is only going to be most likely members. Oh, gee whiz. Okay. Let's find somewhere to drop this. Go in and see what it's about. Something tells me this is a very popular place today. Well, not something, the car park. So there we go. Right, see you inside, guys. Okay, so we're in the first hide here at Brandon. Seen a few people along the way. As I was coming into this hide, there was people leaving. yeah, first person I saw said there was more people about than animals. So I'm just going to sit and wait. Just going to enjoy the peace and see if anything appears. It's now 10:30. We'll give it an hour or so and see what happens. Not sure whether you can see, but just out, let me have a look, see if I can point to you in the right kind of area. Where are we? Just around, oh no, hang on. Get your finger out the way, you dumbass. Somewhere around here, there's a branch that sits over the water. Let's see if I can zoom you in. I don't think I can zoom in while you're recording. No. But yeah, there's a branch that sits over the water. Obviously that's the perch for the kingfishers to come and sit on. It will be where they do come to, no doubt, if they appear. So it's a lovely day. And when I say a lovely day, I mean a nice atmospheric day. Hopefully they will come through this fog. Either way, it's been a good morning. Picked up a lovely new tripod and nice drive down. So we'll see what the day brings. Days like this, it's good to get yourself out. It'd be very easy to sit in the house and just go, oh, it's foggy, it's dull, it's horrible, I'm not doing anything. And potentially I would have done that had I not made arrangements. There's always potential that I may have just gone, let's go up to Chasewater for the stags. They would look amazing in this mist and fog, but maybe next week, as I said earlier. Right, what I'm going to do now, since there's nobody around, I'll just quickly put the camera out through the hide window and zoom it in on the perch so you can see where we're actually looking at. So just in that, on the edge of that channel there, there's a long branch which comes out over the edge of that bit of water. Perfect perch for the kingy. Look at it, it's just beautiful out there. Right, I'm going to get the camera set up and we'll see what comes along. Okay, so I've spent about an hour in that hide and seen, can't say nothing because there was a couple of coots on the water, but other than that, pretty much nothing. Only one other person came in as well. So I'm heading now back round to the main hide on the main pool. Seen kingfishers there before, so hopefully there'll be some more around today. But I'm going to do some spiderweb photography, I think. Look at that. Not sure whether you'll pick that up, but that's a corker. See if I can catch that. Okay, couldn't focus on that spiderweb, unfortunately, not with this lens at least. I'm not going to bother changing over. So back up into the main area we go. Those of you that know me will be used to seeing me walking around in a t-shirt in this sort of cold weather. Everyone else I've seen walking around here today has got major layers on. But yeah, this is me. Always been the same. Hopefully I'll never change. Bit of web in there. do love this time of year for everything pretty much. It's spring and autumn are my favourite times of year. Spring where you're getting things coming back to life, and autumn where you're getting days like today, and the conditions, they're just phenomenal. As much as it's foggy and difficult to see certain things, the moisture in the air is highlighting things like those spider webs, and there's a hell of a lot of those around. So yeah, it's nice to be out and about and just wandering around, enjoying the day. Hopefully we'll get the shots that we want, but if we don't, it's a day out. I don't think you can make it out. I did get some pictures, hopefully they'll come out okay and I can pop them in. But right on the far side of this pool by those reeds, there's a heron, just really sort of hunkered down, feathers sort of fluffed up, showing how cold it is today. Yeah, he's just quite happily just sort of tucked away in the reeds. Plenty of fish in and around this pond, coming up and over the surface, so got a good spot. Okay, so nothing much about from that hide either. I'm just going for a wander along this path past the edge of the reed beds. I don't know whether there's anything else along here, where it goes. It didn't come this way last time, so I think my next thing to do will be, once I've got down here and decided whether I can go around the lake or whatever happens, probably head back into the more main areas, the more wooded areas, and have a look for some decent fungus to take pictures of. So it's that time of year, there's loads of fungi around. Having said that, I haven't seen much along here. There was a stunning little bracket fungus on the other path, and I didn't see it on my way back out. So okay, so there's quite a few other hides this way round. So let's make a start. I've just seen somebody walking that way. Let's go and have a look at this Mick Taylor hide. So somebody walking along in front of me, so I won't record for too long. But yeah, a lot more to this place than I realised, I think. Going to take a bit more time to explore, but yeah, we'll look around for some nice mushrooms to photograph. Did get some nice ones in Sutton Park the other week with Ruby, so those pictures have been edited and just need to go up, so we'll get onto those at some point. But that kind of looks like otter sprains. Interesting. I know they've got otters here, so could be fun. That'd be amazing to see. Only ever seen them on Mull so far, but that was last year as well. Can't believe it's been a year since we were last up there. Anyway, getting close towards this other hide now, so let's go and see what's there. So this hide, the Ted Jury hide, is the end of the trail. So unfortunately it's not a circular trail, so you have to turn around and go back again. That was a water rail then. Wondered whether they were going to be making any noises. So they are about. So yeah, you turn around and go back again. Hopefully when I get back down to the very first hide along this trail, maybe able to see kingfishers. Spoke to somebody who said that they'd been photographed by that first hide this morning, so that would be the ultimate goal, as you're all aware already. Look at this tree, dead log branch thing. Isn't that gorgeous? Don't know why you went upside down then. But look at that. Got a few photos of that. I'll put them on. Yeah, looks really nice. So other people walking up along here now, so I'm going to just knock off for now. Okay, so let's just get you into a better position. Right, so I've now switched to the macro lens. What's that out there? Not sure. Anyway, yeah, switched over to the macro lens. Typically, just after I'd done it, moved away from the bench I was using to put the bag on and stuff, found a lovely couple of groups of mushrooms, so I've got some nice pictures of those. Hopefully they'll go in somewhere around here. I'm now heading back. I'm going to go another path that looks like it goes more into the woodlands, and we'll see whether I can find some more mushrooms, and then we'll just take one last trip down towards the Steatley hide, see if there's any sign of the kingfishers down there. It's clearing up, it's not as froggy as it was, but it's still rather grey, although certainly for the mushroom kind of photography that suits, in fairness. We don't want it too bright, and if needed I've got a torch in the bag, and if I want to put some light through to get a different effect, then we can do that. So yeah, it's been a nice day. It's starting to warm up a little bit as well. Either that or I'm just getting used to these cold temperatures. I just heard somebody comment on the walking around in a t-shirt, and somebody saying about someone else walking around in shorts and t-shirt yesterday. It's what we do. Can't all do the same thing. So anyway, look at the moss on that log. Very strange people. Can't go that way anymore. What's that say? Just says no entry. Hazardous bridge stroke walkway. Okay, so it's obviously a bit of a risk down there, so we're not allowed that way anyway. Yeah, also got some nice, since putting the macro lens on, some nice pictures of the cobwebs with the water droplets on. Again, some of those will go in around about now. Hope you enjoyed those. It's really weird that talking about stuff that I've done that I haven't done yet, but still, yeah, let me know down in the comments if there's anything you'd like me to do, any places you'd like me to go, sorts of things you'd like to see. I'm willing to try and get out and expand what I'm photographing, and what I'm doing. This time of year tends to go a little quiet on the bird of prey stuff. Month, 2 months time, we'll start getting short-eared owls coming back, so that'll be another one to go for. Although, as I was talking to another gentleman earlier, a lot of locations for things now are getting over attended, and apparently where the short-eared owls are that the majority of people go to, the farmer's currently not concerned as long as people are sort of behaving, which is good to hear that they are. But if you do go to these places, be sensible and bear in mind you're on somebody's land. I have seen people in various places just pushing and pushing, getting closer and closer to things. And you have to remember these animals deserve some respect. The short ears had a good year last year. Numbers increased in the area that I was photographing them. But you never know when that will change. Could be a good season. I thought that was a terrapin then. It's not, it's just the way the branch is formed. Oh, some lovely bracket fungus on this tree down here. You won't see them, you won't make them out, unfortunately, I don't think. But those are really nice, and I'm not even going to try and get to them though. Trying to get to those would be far too risky. So let's go and see what else we can find, and hopefully we can get some nice bits, but I'll catch up with you again. So I've come back in through the woodlands, as I said I was going to, and found a lovely little patch just now. Loads of the fly agaric mushrooms in, and quite a few bracket fungi as well. Do like the brackets, so I've got some nice shots of some of those, hopefully. Fly agarics, there was some complete round ones, some that have already come up and flattened out, and even one which looked like it was just starting to sprout out, so almost a baby, as it were. What have we got through here? Don't know about this bit. Okay, very open meadow. But yeah, I didn't film much of the mushrooms, or any of the mushrooms, because there was another couple there photographing as well, so just did my bit and let them to get on with it as well. Not quite sure exactly where I am, in fairness, now, but I'm gonna have a wander on somewhere, and work my way back over to the Steatley Hyde as my final destination for now, and we'll get back over to the car then and head back home. This place closes at 4. We're now at What time are we at? Wake up watch. Blimey, we're now at 2:45, so I think I've got just over an hour. Let's wander across this meadow and see where this takes us. I can see a pathway, so that's a good start. Interesting. But yeah, it's been a good day. Pleased with the tripod purchase, and then pleased with the day down here. Just missing the old kingfisher, but you never know. It's still very grey. I mean, weather forecast said sunny, but by this time of the day, but clearly that's not happened. So Kingfisher Trail, Woodpecker Trail. Don't think that's where I want to go. I'm going to head back this way. You can hear the pleasures of the screaming children. But yeah, onwards we go. Okay, so that's Brandon Marsh done for the day. It's now pretty much 4 o'clock. Time's flown through while I'm in there. It really has. Got some cracking fly agaric pictures and mushroom pictures, so they'll be going up into this post, into this video somewhere. And then nothing much on the bird side, unfortunately. There was a lot around, but the main one, kingfishers, no sign. But I did hear somebody say, or did have somebody say, that they were seen earlier at one of the hides where I was at the other one, which is just typical. Okay, so now it's the journey back, get a video edited and get it posted. So I hope you've enjoyed this one, guys. If you have, give it a like and subscribe to see more. And also, if you're into your reptiles, get over to Rattlesnake Canyon, or rather Rattlesnake Canyon Limited. I keep forgetting to stick that on the end. And that's our shop Facebook page. So get over there. Our shop YouTube, not, well, it's our Facebook page as well, but yeah, whichever, just go and have a look. Like and subscribe all over, and I shall see you in the next one. Thank you for watching if you did.